Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing our scope and sequence this year. So I was going to take you along because I know a lot of people don't know how to do this. So this is my teammate, Melanie. So we're going to sit down and do our scope and sequence. So we have it laid out. I'll show you. We have it laid out like this. So we have the teaks, the read aloud we're doing, the genre. We do ELAR together. The skill, the sight word, the vocab, the writing skill, the handwriting, the phonics, the grammar, the social studies. And then if I'm thinking about doing like a set of sight words for like the lower babies and then a set of sight words for the higher babies that know their low sight words already. We have the TEAKS, which is our Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills for grade 1 that we're pulling. And then we have our ELAR at a glance from the TEAKS resource system. And then we have a couple list of sight words that we're gonna be using. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to take you along on this process because I know my first couple years I was at a loss of even what to do for flipping scope and sequence. So we're gonna do our best. We'll see how this goes. But we're gonna start. We have our teaks and our ELAR at a glance. So right now we're just kind of looking and comparing what teak is what. Oh, we're printing on another teaks, another thing. We're kind of looking at the teaks and where they're landing right now and just kind of looking at that and what skills we need to cover in the 6 weeks. So we're switching to a 6-week thing. So that's another reason that we're really wanting to do this because we've been 9 weeks for a long time. So all of a sudden they decided that a 6-week is what we need to do. So we're gonna look at this, compare this, and I'll get back with you. Okay guys, so what we've done, I'm gonna kind of show you like our thought process for all this. So we're going by the 6-week plan. So I have our, if you are a teacher in Texas, you can get this from Texas TEAKS resource system. It's amazing. It's the ELAR at a glance. This is for the 6 weeks ELAR. So I went through, so it's broken up into each, so this is like your first 6 weeks, and then it has unit 1 and unit 2, and it even tells you like how many days you can spend on that. We're just splitting them because most of them have 2. Some of them have 3. So we're just splitting them into like half and half. So 3 weeks, 3 weeks. So then we went through and for all of our unit 1, we underlined it in red. So we could see that this is all unit 1. And these are the teaks that need to be covered within that time frame. So, and now we're going through and we're kind of splitting them up and breaking them apart and figuring out where they need to go. So the thing, I'm sorry, she came in here, was asking me questions. She's trying to release something right now. So the next thing that we're gonna work on is we are getting our like phonics sorted out and getting the skills that we want in the order that we want. We have a really good phonics program. We use Saxon Phonics and we love it. We just don't like the order that it's in. So we're kind of switching up the order based on how we feel like it would fit in best for the kids. So that's what we're doing now. I'm sorry, my hair is wet because I took a shower this morning. So my hair's wet. We had a rough night last night with our little one, so yeah, I didn't get to shower last night because we got home late. Anyways, so now we're going through and we're doing our phonics. We're getting our phonics set in stone, and then we'll just start working on like a section at a time. So we'll probably move to like one of the good things about this is it has the phonemic awareness, and so does our phonics. So we'll probably like plug in phonemic awareness and all that throughout the time. I also have our sight word list, so we need to go through this and try and figure out sight words. The reason I have social studies on here, y'all might have been wondering, I have to correlate social studies into our ELA, which is actually kind of easy because our ELAR into our reading time, because I can do a story and then I can incorporate it into our like centers, like have a social studies like center, which is what I'm thinking about doing next year, is having like a dedicated center just to social studies instead of doing like a listen to reading, because our listen to reading just crapped out on us halfway through the year and it was ridiculous. So that's what we're doing there now. The first step is to get our phonics set in stone. And one of the tips that I suggest is picking one thing to focus on and getting through that thing. A lot of your curriculum will have it like broken down for you. So our curriculum for math has it like all laid out. Like this is the order it goes in. And the reason they have it laid out like that is because it flows nicely. The ELA, our curriculum we have actually has it broken down, but we are doing things a little bit differently because we're trying to find what works best for our students and for their needs. And our curriculum it jumbles up way too much information into 1 week, and it was just too much for the kids to handle. So we're switching it up and we're slowing everything down. We're still doing the same teaks and everything, but we're using this to kind of plan out to kind of help as a guide for us. We're making sure we're still hitting all the teaks that we're supposed to and everything. It's just gonna look a little bit differently. So, okay, back to work. Okay, it has been an hour and a half since we've been working, maybe an hour, maybe a little less. I don't know. We went and talked to our principal for a little bit to find out if we were doing 6 weeks or 9 weeks. So, I don't know how much time that was, but we are done with our first 6 weeks. I just finished our first 6 weeks at 11:51 right now. That took quite a while. I think we're gonna take a little break, probably get some food in us, and then we might, we're gonna get back to work. But I wanted to show you kind of the progress that we have and what we've been doing. So, like I said, we took our, now I don't know if every state has this, I'm so sorry if you don't, but we went to our TEKS research system, printed out our year at a glance. So they have a year at a glance, and they have it for 6 weeks and a 9 weeks version. So they have both. Since our school is going to be based on a 6 weeks version this next year, we are just referring to that. And the way that they have it is, so in each 6 weeks, they have like different topics. So they have a unit 1 and unit 2 for the first 6 weeks. So we just split that in half. So 3 weeks here, 3 weeks here. The first week doesn't actually count. So it's going to be like 2 weeks and 3 weeks, but it'll be fine. So we're going to do 6 weeks and 6 weeks. And that is just, and then we took the teaks. So we looked at the teaks that were here, and then we went into our, this is probably a lot more complicated than it needs to be, but this is how my brain works and what I did. And then we went into our teaks, and we highlighted the ones that were for each 9 weeks. That way we could see what we needed to focus on for that 6 weeks, or that couple weeks. And then we took that information and we plugged it into our scope and sequence, and we broke everything down. We also bought a pack for writing. She bought it on her computer, so I gotta look it up. It was from the Moffat girls. Who dip? It's the Moffat girls. I will have them linked down below if you're interested. It's the first grade writing curriculum bundle is what we bought, and they are not based on a TEKS. It's not based off of TEKS, it's based off of CCSS. I don't know what it is. But the only thing that doesn't cover that we cover in TEKS is letters and or thank you notes. So we're just gonna include that. We're gonna have like a special like section around Christmas time and then a special section around Mother's Day for that. And then the other thing that she bought was manuscript letter formation poems by Sarah Gardner. I'll have that link down below too if you're interested. So it's like this handwriting poems. So I think she was printing them. I thought she was. Yeah, she was. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. So it's just this. So it has the letter, and it has a poem to go with it of how to write that letter. And she's gonna use this as her alphabet line next year. So this one says, pull down twice from the point at the top, add a seat to view the apple crop. That's for A. And then lowercase a is, first make a round apple to eat, then a slide from the ant when he finished his treat. So like a little slide for the ant to come down on. So that is what she bought and what she is using. I'll try and link both those down below in case you're interested. So we did that, and that was based off of what we wanted to use for our writing this year, because our writing curriculum is not the best. So we just found one that we liked. So then we went in, let me show you. Okay, I think this looks a lot different from the last time I showed you because we color coded. So that's how our brain works. We needed it color coded for each 6 weeks so we can see this is the first 6 weeks. And then we have our holidays color coded within here too as well. So we went in and we put our teaks that we needed. Then we put the read aloud that we're gonna do. And this is based off of, oh gosh, it's that retelling pack that I've been using the past year that I've showed you. I will leave a link down below if you're interested. But these are the books that are in it. Then I have the genre and what the skill is that we're focusing on. And then we went in and we put in our sight words. These are sight words based off of our leveled readers. So this is what they are covering in like A, B, C, D. So that's what we did. This is her writing based on that pack that she bought, plus what we have to do. Like I said, this letter, writing a letter or thank you card was not in there. So those are we're gonna have to do on our own. This is our handwriting that we're gonna focus on and what we're doing for handwriting. This is our phonemic awareness. That's our phonics that we're doing each week, our grammar. This is the TEKS that I need for social days, our social days. I'm going to do this on our own. I don't have the vocabulary word yet because all of my books are packed up and I cannot get those out. So I will do that like at the beginning of next year. So that's what we've done so far. And honestly, what we did with our sight words is we took, so for our testing that we do, like the leveled reader testing, we literally took our leveled readers, we flipped through the books and we pulled out the sight words that were in that book. We also pulled out the Dolch sight word list, and we pulled out the Fry sight word list for first grade, and we pulled out like the top 150 words, and we found words that were on those lists and correlated with that. So plus I added in some words that I knew that they were struggling with this past year, so I wanted to add those in. I'm going to do a sight word test every 9 weeks on them, or every 6 weeks. Sorry, I got to get used to this whole 6 week thing. So I'm going to do a sight word test every 6 weeks on them so I can ensure that they are learning their sight words and they're knowing them, because it was a struggle with some of them this year. So that is what we did for our sight word list. We literally just flipped through the books and then we used those lists to help guide us. So the next thing that we did was she bought that writing pack. She's looked through it, and we're gonna go in the order that she has hers in, because what she says in her pack is that each unit builds on top of each other. So we're starting with personal narrative, and then it should build on top of each other. But everything else we've literally gotten from our TEKS, from this. The grammar we've gotten from this, the phonemic awareness we've pulled from that. The phonics, we kind of looked at this is my phonics wall back here. So we've looked at our phonics wall and plugged in things where we felt like they needed based on stuff from this year. And then the other thing was, handwriting. We just correlated that with our phonics. So like what letters we were working on that week, we have our handwriting for that. And it's just constant practice throughout the year. Okay. And then, like I said, our TEKS came from the TEKS resource system. The read aloud is from that retelling pack, and I'm just pulling the genre from the book. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and the skill that I'm working on came from what this is saying. So if you don't live in Texas, I'm so sorry, because I don't know if you have something like this. This has been amazing, this little guide from TEKS resource system, because it's really been helping us like focus in on the TEKS that we need to do. So we're going to continue working, maybe take a break for our lunch. I don't know. I'll catch you up later what we do. Okay, well, we just finished for the day. So we pretty much got the scope and sequence done. Tomorrow we're coming together and we're discussing like how we're going to do a couple items, like how we're wanting to do testing next year, when our tests need to fall, like our unit tests and all that. So we'll start working on our testing schedule and all that. And then we're going to do, oh God, what was the other thing? We're going to discuss like just basic things like centers and stuff, and how we're wanting all that to work, and just all that we did. I'm not doing my vocabulary words because, like I said, I've already packed up my books. So all my books are packed up. So I can't like flip through the books and pull out the vocabulary words I want. So I'll have to do that like at the beginning of the year or whatever. So that's that. But we are done with our scope and sequence. It's exhausting, y'all. It took us literally a whole day. It's 3:16 and I have to leave. And that just took us our scope and sequence, and that was with experience. Like I've had many years of experience doing this. This is gonna be, about to go into my 11th year of doing this. So that's with purely me just having experience. Like if you don't have any experience and you're having to go in and do this, hopefully you go to a district that already has all this done for you. And has a scope and sequence laid out for you. But if you don't, this is just the process that we used and what has worked for us in the past. So I will catch you tomorrow and share with you what we're doing tomorrow. Okay guys, it is Tuesday and we just finished our scope and sequence. It is completely done. We reworked the social studies, so we had to go in and do that real quick, but everything is done. So we printed it out. This is what it looks like, all printed. If I can do it. So that's just one section. So we are about to like start planning like how our classroom's gonna run next year, like the centers that we're planning on doing and things like that. So that's the next portion of our scope and sequence kind of. And then we will catch you up later. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've worked on real quick. So this is the next stage that I'm going to be working on. This is it's my centers, scope, and sequence. So I'm going to plan out my centers. Hopefully, we'll see. This is subject to change based on the kids' needs and all that, but I'm going to plan it out. So the way that I have this set up is I have typing, because we're going to be doing typing as one of our rotations next year because it's really important for our testing, our state testing. We have, of course, our read to self, we have our skill, and then I have it split up into my high, medium, low group. So low babies are first with lions, elephants, zebras, and then I go into, that's the writing, and then I have the skill, and then their word work, and then I have teacher monster right here. So that's the plan for that. And then the other thing we worked on is, I think I closed it. Oh, 1 second. So I created this snapshot of when our unit tests would be. These are online tests that we do, and this is just to show their growth, show it that they're learning something. So I created this just because I needed a snapshot. I needed to know when these tests were, when I had to prep them for them, and all that. So I created this. This is when they're doing those tests and what unit they're doing it on. So that's that. And then I'm going to show you what I'm using to help me guide me through this. So hang on 1 second. This is what I'm kind of going to be using for my centers to help me guide through my centers. It's a pack that I bought off of TBT. I will share it down below if you're interested in it, but this is what I'm going to be using. And I've been looking at this one for my writing. I'm just not sure if this is the route that I want to take. So it has differentiated stuff within it. So like I could do my low babies, my medium babies, my high babies, and I could read with the low babies before they go do it. We could read the sentence together. I'm just trying to figure out if that's the route that I want to take, if that's what I want to do with them. And I don't know if that's what I want to do with them. I think I'm also going to create one of these for maybe small groups. I don't know yet. So we'll see. I'll share what we end up coming with. And I'll talk to you later. Okay. So I've gotten to a point where I am just kind of at a standstill. So we've gotten the scope and sequence done. I was working on my scope and sequence for my centers, and I've gotten to the point to where I think I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'll show you what I have. Okay, so I created this, and this is based on the typing, the lessons that they already have pre-made, and then you can make your own. So that's my plan for that. This is just class library. They're just reading to self. This is the skill we're working on. So I bought this pack, and it's differentiated writing. And this is what it has. So it starts off with label it. So they label different things, and it has the same story, but they're doing like it's differentiated within it. So my lions are the low babies. They'll get the lower of the sheets that are in there. And my zebras will get the highest sheet. So, and then it goes to sentence it, and then it goes to story it. And then the last couple weeks, I am just gonna have them kind of like, I'm not sure yet. So that's why those are blank. I haven't figured that out yet. And then this is where I'm stuck. This is the skill for my word work, and I'm just not sure how I'm wanting to do my word work. I think I need to look up my lessons and stuff first, like look up what I'm wanting them to do in that center, and then go from there. So that's that. And then I also created this. This is my assessment that I'm going to do at the end of every 6 weeks. So this is what the student will get. This is the student sheet. This is what they'll get. They'll just read the word and then read the 3 sentences. And then this is what I have. So I'll check it off if they got it. And if they didn't, I'll write what they said. And then number of correct, number of wrong. And then I'll code the sentences however they did it. Okay. I meant to show you this as well. So this is what our writing teacher, I created this. This is what our writing teacher is going to do on Fridays to like do a little quick assessment. So you have beginning sound, you have their writing a word, you have rhyming, because that's what she's doing first, is doing rhyming, and then you have select the correct punctuation mark. What is the error in sentence? They're just going to circle the error. So these are the type of things that we're doing today because we don't have time during the school year to do these. So I'm creating like the base of the assessments and stuff that we want to do, and then we are going to go from there, and we're going to do like kind of what our idea is for that. I'm about to go through my next bundle, like go through this next bundle to see if there's something that I want to pull for, because I wanted to go ahead and get all my stuff prepped and ready this summer, but if I can't even figure out what I'm going to do, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I'm going to work a little bit more on this. And yeah, so I will talk to you guys in a second. Hopefully I can like end this vlog here in the next couple minutes and then show you like an end result of what we have. This is our scope and sequence. It's done, it's ended. The only thing I need to go in here and do is put in my vocabulary words for each book, but like I said, my books are already packed up and I'm gonna have to do that probably when we come back. I'll just pull the books. Some of them I also don't have, so this kind of shows me what I need to order as well. So I'm gonna go through this. I'm going to pull the books, and then I will do my like when we come back, and I'll do my vocabularies from there. But everything else is pretty much set in stone for this. And then I am just one thing I am gonna prep this summer is my writing stuff. So I did buy off of TPT. I bought like a writing center bundle. Sorry, her mouse is getting on my nerves. I'm looking at my partner's computer because I am on my TPT on hers because I was downloading things. Okay, so she has or I bought this. It's this pack off of TPT. It's called Writing Center for the Year, and every month is like, let me show you the preview. Every month you have a different pack. So like, I know it says kindergarten, ignore that. But every month you have a different pack. So you have like cards to hang up. You have, oh, that's the end. But like, you have cards to hang up. You have all these different things to hang up, and they're different themes. So you have like an August theme, an apples theme, a pumpkins theme, November holidays, January, February, March, April, May, and then there's a summer pack. And then what is this one? Rainforest, ocean, and helpers. And there's cards and like papers and all that in that pack. So that's something that I am that I bought, and one of the things I'm going to prep this summer is that. So, and then I have my stuff for my wall over there. I need to take my laminator home. That's something I need to do. So yeah, I have my thing over there that I'm going to do as well. But yeah, so I'm pretty much done for now. I'm going to wait until she gets in here, and then we can do like some final talks about like the logistics and how things are going to work. So I'm going to get my laminator packed, and I'll talk to you later. All right guys, that's a wrap. I've already packed everything up. I've unplugged everything. I've cleaned out my fridge, and everything has a number on it. I just rolled up my rug right there because I had my custodian vacuum it for me real quick. But everything is packed. And my room is prepped for the summer. Everything has my number on it, so we have to put a number on everything. So I have my number on everything. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more walk around to make sure that I have my number on everything, but I am done and I am headed home. So thank you so much for coming along on with me on this vlog. I am so sorry that I didn't get as much as I was hoping. I hope this helped you in some way and form. But I mean, yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Bye y'all.